Hey yo, what's decent? I'm all up in your face like a first grade bully. You have a crazy set of VGC matches that took place during last week. Since I plan on attending VGCs again, he's gonna start things off with Count Counter and Carracosta. And I knew that Count Counter was gonna protect the first turn to safely activate his Flame Orb, but what I didn't know was what Carracosta was gonna do. So I protected with Electros and then paralyzed it with Gyarados. I concentrated all my efforts on Count Counter since my Electros, despite having a Flight Gem, cannot one-shot the Count Counter at that particular amount of HP, a full HP, and thanks to the double effort, I'm able to finish off the Count Counter scot-free of any potential damage that monster would have inflicted. Following up behind this Count Counter is the Tyranitar, and it was a smart play for him to protect, and then afterwards follow up with Rock Slide coming from Carracosta on my team. But there are a few problems with that. Not only is Carracosta intimidated, but the damage output from Rock Slide is cut in half since you have two targets, so it doesn't do as much as it really should be doing. And anyway, he's just gonna go for the Focus Punch on my Electros, I predict, because why would you like charge up a Focus Punch on my Gyarados since I had Gyarados out potentially when you went for Focus Punch. So he does a lot of damage onto my Electros as I paralyze it, and I was looking at the Focus Punch, I was like, oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. And thank god I'm defensive, man. I'm not all 252 in attack and 252 in speed, as I think the Smogon set kind of recommends you to run on Electros and VGCs. But anyway, I'm just gonna be able to finish up the Carracosta with Among Us's Giga Drain, and in comes the Excadrill, emitting the aura of a final boss on his party, hence his last Pokemon aside from the Tyranitar that's paralyzed on his side of the screen. And then afterwards I'm just gonna put it to sleep, temporarily removing it from the play of the battle, and then he retaliates back with the Rock Slide with the Tyranitar, which affords me a safe switch onto Gyarados, which is excellent. Not only do I get on Intimidate, but since Excadrill is asleep, I'm gonna concentrate all my efforts onto that thing, because that is a big potential threat. And if there was any Pokemon that could potentially turn the tables in his favor, it'll be that Excadrill that just bit the dust. So he's gonna protect again. He gets a secondary protect, which is quite annoying, because afterwards, if I don't get an attack off with the Among Us with my Giga Drain, assuming that Gyarados' Waterfall doesn't quite one-shot the Tyranitar that particular amount of HP, my Among Us is gonna bite the dust, and none of that even happens, and Among Us does save itself with a little smidgen of an HP left over with 9 hit points. That is a great first game. As we stumble upon the secondary game, I find myself paired off against Politoed and Among Us, as I myself beat up with Among Us and Electros, and I'm thinking like, this is perfect. I could put a Politoed to sleep with my Among Us, and then afterwards give her Among Us an early plane ticket to go see God with the Flight Gem Acrobatics. But Flight Gem Acrobatics doesn't quite finish it off, and then she's able to put my Among Us to sleep with her own Among Us Spore. And my Among Us is faster just because I have 12 speed investments to outspeed other Among Us that I might come across. And afterwards, I'm asleep now, she's gonna chip away my HP with the Ice Beam, and afterwards I'm just gonna protect to see what she does, and then afterwards I wake up. I went for protect just in case she wanted to inflict any damage potentially onto my Among Us with the Politoed, and afterwards I put a Rock Slide just in case she did not go for the protect, as well as finish off the Among Us there. That's the main key point why I went for the Rock Slide, to inflict damage to both Pokemon as well. So in comes her Tornadus. I'm just gonna go for the Thunder Wave after she taunts my Among Us, thinking that she was safe from my Spore, but not quite from all status effects. Afterwards she's just gonna retaliate back with the Ice Beam onto my Among Us. Doesn't quite finish it off there. I'm just gonna go for the Giga Drain because that's the only move I can do at the moment, because the Tornadus is taunt. But as she shows me Latios, I'm thinking like, okay, I'm just gonna protect because I think that she's gonna direct all her damage on towards my Electros, and then afterwards finish my Among Us for later on since she has a Tornadus. But none of that even happens. She goes for the Icy Wind, dwindles down my speed, which is quite pointless on this particular team because this team has like little to no speed investments at all for the 4 Pokemon that I picked to go against you. So now I'm just gonna go for the Thunder Wave, which is my true intention. Thank god that the taunt weighs off at this particular turn. Now I'm able to go for the Rock Slide and then hopefully maybe get her Power Flinch. It's really weird how my team operates. I mean, I have like completely no structure, but it's meant to like combat the common things that you will run against in VGCs. Anyway, I'm just gonna switch out into my Chandelure because I don't want Hail to finish off my own Electros there. I was actually thinking that she was gonna switch out just because Blizzard is 70% accurate, and if she brings in Politoed, Politoed sets up the rain, and it's not a guaranteed hit from both Pokemon coming from the Blizzard. So now she's gonna go for the Helping Hand after I just Shadow Ball, and afterwards I'm just gonna finish off the Politoed with the Giga Drains. So that was a great secondary game. Definitely had a lot of fun, and for some reason my boss wants to know, what you doing?